everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am making this crafted Easter basket, perfectly sized for Barbie dolls. Start by taking a recyclable paper cup, take a pair of scissors, slice down one side until you get to about 1.5 inches from the bottom, and then start to cut around horizontally. It doesn't have to be perfect, but try and keep it as even as possible. Just to say, don't throw the remainder of the cup away. We will be using it to make our handle for the basket later on. Now for our basket, we're going to make vertical slits down from the top right the way down to the base of our cup, and we're going to space them out about 1 centimetre or 1.5 centimetres apart from each other, and you want to make sure that you have an odd number of flaps at the end. So an even number of slits and an odd number of flaps of cardboard. So I end up with 10 slits and 9 flaps of cardboard. They don't have to be completely evenly spaced out either, but now I'm taking some pastel colours of yarn. Pastel colours are sort of nicely associated with Easter. So I take my first colour and I slot it through one of the slits, and I start to weave out and in through the cut slits right round the whole cup. And this is why we need an odd number here, because when we get back to where we started, then we start weaving on the opposite side so that we get a complete circle of wool once you go around twice. So you could change your colour of yarn every time you go round if you wanted it to have sort of a thin striped look at the end, but I'm going to go in blocks. I'm going to do a block of yellow, then a block of a different colour, and a block of a different colour. So I continue to weave around like this with my yellow until I have reached 3 rows. I'm going to do 3 rows of yellow. So I'm just going to jump forward. We've now got our 3 rows done, and we're going to tuck in our tail, push everything down, take our next colour. So for me that's going to be pink, and I'm going to start where the last one left off. I'm just going to secure the end with a little bit of hot glue and continue weaving in the same direction as before. And I'm going to do the same 3 rows of pink and continue to push down as you go round to keep all of the layers nice and tightly packed down the ways. Don't worry about the space at the bottom of the cup, we are going to cover that later. So continue this until you've got 3 rows of pink, and then we're going to tuck the end in, and I'm going to secure it with hot glue and cut it off. And then I'm just moving on to my third and final colour here. I've chosen mint green. Again, the colour choices are up to yourself, and you can use as many colours as you want. Once you get the technique down, you can really do this whatever way you want. I actually made one with a multicoloured pastel yarn, and it was beautiful. I didn't change colour the whole way up, and it was still all multicoloured and it was lovely. So once I've finished my rounds of mint green, I stick the end down and trim it. And this is how we're looking so far. A nice woven basket of 3 pastel colours. So next we're going to make some yarn ropes, and take my 3 colours that I've used before, and we tie a knot in one end, And let's cut a length. I'm using probably about 1.5 feet, which is about 18 inches lengthwise, and we hold one end and we start to twist at the other end, and we just keep twisting and twisting until you have a really tight twist. Once you do, you can fold the two ends together, hold them in one hand, pull with the other hand, and then just let it go, and you will see how it just naturally twists around itself and forms this lovely rope. And the tighter you do your twists, the smaller and tighter that rope will become. So we just knot the end of it to secure the twist from unraveling, and then fix it onto the base of our basket using hot glue. And we make a second rope and fix it around the top of our basket. And once you get to the end of where you're covering with rope, again tie a knot, secure the very end of the rope with glue, and then you're able to cut the rope just beyond the knot, and the knot will stop it raveling out. So I just glue the knot down on the inside of the basket, and then once I've cut the excess off, I'm able to push the little tail down inside the interior weave from the first weaving that we did. And I'm just using the tip of the scissors to do that. Next, I'm going to make the handle of the basket. I take the remainder of the cup from earlier and I cut a strip, probably about 1/2 centimeter thick. And then we can line it up beside the basket to see what length we want our handle to be and trim it as required. And I made another rope of yarn to go around our handle. I start from a little way up the handle because I want to be able to stick the end of it inside the basket. And I start wrapping it around our handle, fixing it with hot glue as I go. Again, tie a knot when you've come as far as you want to go with the wrapping. Tie it very tightly and snip off the excess. I've cut this piece of craft foam, or you could also use felt, to line the inside of the basket. I just push it down and that tidies up the inside for us. And now to attach the handle, I'm going to hot glue that exposed piece of handle and I'm going to push it down the inside of the interior weave so that it can no longer be seen. So there's a little piece in the top of the inside of the basket that still has exposed cardboard. So I made a small rope and covered that so that everything was covered and finished looking. I then finished it off with a little bow. The colour choice is again up to yourself. And then I used some little miniature eggs that I got in a recent Temu haul to fill it. You could use real mini eggs or you could use these artificial foam ones. I'll just show you now. I have them in various sizes and colours. If you take a look at my Easter Temu haul, you'll see them there. I also put a little bunny into the basket and I think it finishes it off beautifully. I really love how it turned out and I hope you do too. If you liked today's video, please do give it a thumbs up. leave me a comment or emoji below, and don't forget to subscribe and share the video. See you in the next video, guys. Bye.